Hello there, everybody! It is me, No Name 174, back with the World of Apes 2, where we find out what happens when we can only build ships with one caliber gun on them, outside of like anti-aircraft guns. Currently, the year 1930 has just started, and we have an alliance with France. We're trying to go to war with Italy and maybe Germany. Currently, the battlecruiser Australia is about to complete the New Zealand class. Now, I haven't just noticed one thing. She got a refit because of the fire control director updating. New Zealand didn't. New Zealand got a speed debuff, but is of the base variant. Well, this is a refit variant. It will be interesting to see if this speed holds, or if she even gets a speed increase. Because if that happens, what I can do is I can immediately go and say, hey, New Zealand, rebuild into this. And suddenly, I have a 28-knot ship again. So that'll be a really curious thing to see. However, we must design a ship with our current monthly balance. Carrier, specifically, because we can build purpose-built carriers. Now, I am actually looking at something, and that is France, or specifically, designing a ship in French yards. If I'm in a local yard and put on torpedo defense, I can get one. If I go to France, I can get four. How much is the tonnage difference? Yeah, there is a tonnage difference. Um, so my thought is designing a CV in French yards. So I'm going to start with a 28-knot ship. And we already have CVs in service, so I don't really need to bother with other stuff. Now, one issue with France, oh yeah, they only have directors. One issue with France is that they don't have any dual-purpose guns. So what we do is we build these ships in a French yard and then refit them in one of our yards. Building nation cannot build carriers larger than 20,000 tons. Authorize such a large ship. So if we build it in a local yard, we only get TDS 1. Okay, I want to quickly check. If we build a ship in a French yard, do they have 10-inch Q1? They do. Okay. So CV, Advanced Director, Increased Elevation, 4-inch dual purpose, 140. We're only going to get TDS 1 on her. Medium range, oil firing. Yeah. Start with a 28-knot speed, do flat deck on top of belt. So France has large purpose-built CVs. It's just it's just, gun-wise, there's an issue. There's a significant issue ordering from them. So I don't think I'm going to build any CVs in their yards. I will take the penalty to TDS. Because I want to have large carriers here. Is this legal? It is legal. No, I don't want to save it. Okay, so that didn't make any difference. So we can build a 25,000 ton carrier with an air capacity of 96. Or due to our lack of TDS, I might do air capacities of 80. How much did we just decrease that by? Okay, so 25,000. So we get 96 with 513 weight remaining. Let's say we go down to 800. 21,300. I'm entering something in the other side. Okay, that is about the same ratio. Okay, so we need double turrets. D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, S, T. Doubles. I probably need more mass, so about 22,000 tons. Then go light AA heavy. And we actually have a good heavy anti-aircraft factor in here. Okay. Hold on. So, yeah. I think this looks good. So yeah, my thought was to build a carrier in a French yard. What I'll probably build or do instead is build my next series of cruisers in French yards. Okay, so I'm gonna look up HMS Ark Royal, get off of Twitter, my other monitor for resources. Now, does it allow this? We've not developed flight deck catapults yet, so no, it does not. How much do those add? You get 20 weight each. That just doesn't matter. And add side mount catapults because of all the turrets. All the little 4-inch turrets everywhere. Wait, no, I want structure 3. Hold on. Let's just do this. Alright, no, this is not gonna work. Hmm. We need Waves 2 with its or its line system, allowing more point. Not Waves 2, Waves 3 with its line building system rather than, this. What I might do is I might just kind of like go down here. That's not gonna work. And that, yeah, just gonna bring that over, bring this down. Not here. Alright, so we have a giant line kind of going down the deck. That works. That's structure 3, so structure 1 can kind of be everything underneath it. Um, Structure 4 would then be the elevators. Which honestly, I might make structure 4 a line. It would make things a little bit more complicated. Don't do it up there. Okay. Alright. Then structure 1. I think structure 1 might be kind of like symmetric parts. Okay, that's structure 1. Structure 2, we can do a little bit more on. I might want to make that asymmetrical, actually. Structure 2 will be symmetrical, too. Alright, so then now I want to do asymmetric superstructure. With structures 5 and 6. I also want to get some form of funnel on here. Okay, so structure 5 would be the base plate. I'm actually going to do like a small platform out to the side. Okay. Now, I think, you know what? Here, let's start structure 6 out back here. Forward. That's off position. Start it there. Go forward. Sideways. Oh, that's still off position. I think I need it to be more over here. Start with that. Um, hmm. Let's there we go. That's kind of a superstructure. I think that looks okay for HMS Ark Royal. Don't really see anything wrong. We have a bit of extra weight remaining. We can even squeeze an extra aircraft capacity out of that. I think I will. You know, if we need to in the future, we can always just reduce that a little bit. Alright. Ark Royal is now... You know, it's gonna take 4 months to get them. So the other ship design I want... Well, okay, so let's think about it. Ark Royal would be... What was that? 2,000 something per month? Right now... Right now, we could afford a little under 1. This would allow... You know, get this. That would allow us to afford... What, probably about 2 for 5,000-ish, I imagine. We'd be able to afford 3 with the completion of New Zealand. Australia. I'm gonna say 3 with, yeah, 3 with Australia, and with the other ones, we'd probably be able to afford a class of 5 if we really wanted to. Now, I'm only expecting to build a class of like 2 or 3. So, yeah, my thought is, I don't invest in that right now. I have a massive CL advantage. And instead, or no, I don't invest beyond like 2 or 3 of them. And instead, right now, I design a CA. You know, I'm gonna start with an autogen. Seriously. Just clear everything. Design ship. I'm gonna take a CA. And don't put it in a local yard. Put it in a French yard. Um, list of cruisers of France. So heavy cruisers. So this would probably be more similar. Given when this is built, I'm thinking you know, something similar to maybe Algerie or a Safran class cruiser. Let me look up a Safran. Um, I'm gonna look up the Dunker Q class battleship as well, and then I'll also check the. Actually, I have the County class cruiser pulled up elsewhere. Okay. How big is a Dunker Q? These are pretty big. We're probably gonna look for something mid-size here. So actually, hold on. Let me check something. Japan. The newer Japanese CAs, which they have been building, those are 28 knot, those are 29 knot vessels. Um, what are current battle cruisers hitting? 29 knots for America. Newer American CAs are they're hitting 30. Italian CAs hitting 30. So I think we need to design a ship for 31 knots. Medium range, oil firing. I would love to get engine priority reliable, which I think I will. We will be building these instead in a French yard. Um, so we will bring these back and immediately refit the director. I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna be building like 22,000 ton ships here. So gun data, what would our immunity zone be? Low ranges, we would want a pretty heavy belt against our own 10-inch guns. At medium ranges, we'd still want it pretty heavy, so I'm gonna start with like a 7-inch belt and maybe 3 inches of deck. 3.5 inches of deck, maybe. And probably no deck. I'll do like a 1 inch of deck extended. Nah, it's heavy. And I don't really think deck extended's that worthwhile right now. Not for this sort of ship. Turret-wise, we do need to adequately protect the turrets against probably 10-inch guns of the future. And then probably good to have conning tower armor. Like maybe 10 inches. So no secondaries because we have no secondaries. I think we'll do 150 rounds per gun. Our goal is to get 2 of whatever ship I'm about to design here. So I want forward, Y, B, and X at a minimum. Actually, France has quads. Hmm. This is a very heavy ship. I mean, we're basically building a large cruiser here. At least that's the goal. Okay, they have not invented catapults yet, so we will add those on in our own rebuild. I think the other thought is to do triples. And then a second group of cross-deck fire turrets. Yeah, no, that's more expensive than just getting like 16 guns this way. Which, I mean, would give us a sizable advantage over, anything we might face. And these are French quad turrets, which kind of help. So do they have, yeah, they have not researched above water tubes. So we're going to have to save some additional weight for that. If I reduce the speed, that kind of helps. If I reduce the engines to normal, that kind of helps. Yeah, that helps get the cost down somewhat, which I think is a little bit more reasonable. I mean, ultimately the idea is to just have something which can, sink any enemy CA which might come at it. Basically a CA hunter. Having it be one of the fastest in the world is good. So 361. Yeah, we'll have like 500 weight remaining. And then we will refit her in a yard ourselves. So this will be 4,000 a month. Um, which I mean is basically similar to ordering another battleship. So she's not all that much smaller than a battleship. Oh dear God. But like okay, remember we have slope deck, so the belt and the deck are gonna get added together. That's more like 10.5 inches, which is right where we want it. I think this is the design I want. I probably only want to build like a couple of these. But I do want to build them, and I would want to put them in a local, or I would want to build them in France and then move them to a local yard. So very much, I think that's the goal. But given that these are basically like the same size as a Dunker queue, I think I'm gonna look more towards like that ship superstructure. So we'd a probably get something like that there, just to get an idea. J and K is so that's probably where the catapults are gonna go. Um, so let me move the funnels up there. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add in the J and K torpedo tubes, and then eventually replace those with aircraft catapults. Okay, so given how the French do things, what I want, I probably want to go back there. Actually, you know what? Increase the mass a little bit, and we'll rework the torpedo arm or the anti-aircraft armament here. Feel like I will around the funnel. I'll kind of do that. Then we'll bring it back out. Then up here, we'll do like that, that, and we can do that. Okay, there is layer 1. So structure 2 will now be, other stuff. So remember, that's probably where catapults are going. That might be where torpedoes go. Or torpedoes might even go up here. Let's think, if we do H and I, that's where they're gonna go. We do like D and E mounts. Do F and G. They'd be there. I could do H and I and just assume that the torpedoes are vaguely here-ish. Alright, so structure 2. I'll find a good drawing of the Suffren class cruisers. I guess a Suffren class cruiser, but everything's a little bit more built up, maybe. Although here's what, I'm gonna mess with this. I'm gonna change structure 1. So, we go from here. Actually, let me add H and I torpedo mounts. Actually, you know what? I kind of want H and I to be where the float plane catapults are. Looking at something like Algerie now. So, we can imagine these as being longer float plane catapults. Which means, where do I want the torpedo tubes? Do I want them on J and K? A little bit further back. I imagine that they'd be underneath some structure, though. Or, I think I'd want them like F and G, if I'll be honest. Yeah, that's probably where they'll be placed. Alright, so structure 1, start from back here. Kind of go back. I'm gonna do this little platform. What? Snap. Snap. Snap here. Then that's where the float plane catapults are going. Snap there. Out. Oh god, I had one less point than before. Why? Well, probably because I need to do this line. Okay. Hmm. I'll just incorporate that as like extra structure. So we'll do that. Go in a little bit for the float plane catapult. Out for you. Up here. Into there. Back to there. And then do that. Okay, there we go. That's going to work a lot more nicely. So I think structure 2, I'm going to do something kind of back here-ish. So that's where the float plane catapult would be. Actually, that's where the float plane catapult's gonna be. The hangar would be here. And then the cranes, where would the cranes be? Hold on. Where are the cranes on a town? On the other side. So the cranes would probably be here-ish. Which I think is where I will put them. Um, so we can do this. Okay, that's weird. We'll fix it. Okay, so structure 3 will probably be uh let's look at like a do I want to do more Dunkirk or do I want to do more Suffering? I will Menagerie. Kind of a weird hybrid of all of them. I think I'll try like an Algerie. So what I'll do is I'll start back here. Hmm. Actually, hold on, let's try this again. Start way back here. Forward. Out. Out. Back. There. We'll go out a little further. Okay. Let's just do like that. Then we can kind of just go down. That's gonna look strange. We're gonna put something here in structure 4. Um, That. Nah. Hmm. I'm gonna bring it over there and then just snap that out to the side to create a little bit more of a complicated shape. Okay, so that's structure 4. We still have 2 more to work with. So, structure 5 is going to be the cranes. Cranes are going to be situated here. Um, okay, that gets trippy. It'll work. That's the cranes, and we have structure 6, which is probably something I want to place here. You know what? Let's try 6 from this side. There we go. That is an odd-looking CA. So, clear the torpedo mounts. Yep, I think that is our ship. Oh my god, this recording's been going on for 50 minutes. Just save. No. We'll come back to that next turn. Make the tension increase. I will decrease spying on them. Come on, build it in the French yard. Here's the director. There we go. Alright, Ariadne. We will be laying her down in 3 months. After another month, I do want to design a new destroyer class. As, Australia commissions. I will sell that to France, especially since I'm starting to build ships over there. So, I can reserve you, and I can rebuild New Zealand into that. Oh, that's awesome! Yes! Alright, so I am gonna leech off of French design yards for now to, try to get better ships. But yeah, just getting New Zealand up to the same standard as Australia, that's gonna gain her an additional knot. Which is good. That's what I need. I was disappointed when she wound up a knot slower, but now that they're gonna be on the same exact refit, she'll be faster. At some point I do have to refit some of these cruisers. Adventure probably does need to go in for a rebuild. Oh my god, she doesn't even have an advanced director yet. So I was checking this out. I don't think it's worthwhile to expand the main guns yet. I think something like this is probably worthwhile. On adventure for now. So that won't take long either. And then the last thing to do is to design a destroyer. And, do we have an old ship somewhere? No, we don't. So I want to take a look at the Morris class, do something based off of this. Just new name, the Mindful class. Fire control is not the best available. One of those names I feel like I'm gonna avoid. Let me look up N-class destroyers. Um, where are we in British destroyer naming history, I wonder? I'm going back. Okay, so there's the Admiralty and M class. So okay, so that's where we're at. One of those I'm avoiding the name of. Some of those I'm not. I'm willing to build some of these. Maybe I'll like put that name on like a minesweeping Corvette so it just doesn't get used again. And you know the one I'm referring to. Yeah, I feel like it's very inappropriate to name a ship that. Even, if it's me in the modern day saying that, I still think, it's a better idea to not. So I'm going to do 4-inch dual purpose guns. Can I do those? I have not researched them as the main armament. Okay, so there we go. We have 4-inch dual purpose. What if I had 2 as a double? You can do that. Can barely do that. I would like to get K guns on her. I think delete the Q. Actually, no. Delete the mines. Add the Q in. I would love to get that, but no. Alright. I think that's a fairly good destroyer. A non-such class. And I'll try to keep their names within that theme. Um Ooh, awesome. Yeah, you know what this means. You already know what this means. Like that tech getting researched then. Hmm. Okay, so we have what, 5 tubes per side? So what if we combine these in like a Q mount, and then had the triples there? Alright, redesign of the new N-class destroyer. And now everything is going to complete right here, right now. 3 cruisers. Ooh. This is the perfect time to do strength in the Navy. Not now. Not now. Not now. Okay. We have budget to work with. Emperorite Reserve Fleet. King Alfred's. I should probably mothball for now. Oh my god, we have money. Although not as much as I expected, to be frank. I thought we were getting more back. Although, to be fair, we're going to get, some more back when New Zealand returns to service. So I can take a small hit. So, 2 Ark Royal class carriers. Ark Royal and Eagle now building. Yep. Ariadne now building. What name do I want? Yeah, we'll do Europa. Ariadne and Europa now building the super cruisers. The super cruisers out of France. And then multiple destroyers. Avoid that one. Actually, that was a good one. Nessus. That one I want. That was a good one. Nepian. I don't know exactly what that means, but okay. There we go. And then hopefully when these complete, that should leave us with only a small deficit. But the new Navy is under construction! 3 battleships. 2 cruiser killers. Basically. 2 fleet carriers. And a new set of destroyers. If we look at what everyone else is doing, nobody else is building any CVs. In terms of battlecruisers, we're actually a little bit behind. We probably need to get some more. We're adding significant CA tonnage. World-class CAs, and these actually have torpedo defense. They will have to be refit in home yards once they're done. But yeah, they're going to be. We have a lot of CLs in service compared to literally everyone else. And, ah man, it feels good to be able to afford this. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been me, No Name Moment 7 Spore. I will be back with you next time. I believe is this episode 79 off the top of my head? I believe it is episode 79. Might be 78. I think it's 79. I think 78 was yesterday for you guys. For me, it was recorded today. Yeah. I don't have too much else to say. Hopefully it's going well. Links to my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter are down below if you're interested in any of those things. I also think like the Ruleways Discord's down there too. I think I put it down there. I might have not. I might have forgotten. It's not official. No, I think it is. It's not official, but it is down there. Uh, yeah. So, bye! I held it! Because this was over an hour of building. That's the episode title.